Hello everyone, today we're taking an amazing journey, a trip back to the very beginning of time. We're going to explore the story of creation as told in the book of Genesis. Now you might be asking, why is this old story so important even today? Well, imagine you're building a beautiful house. You'd need a plan, a blueprint that shows where everything goes and why. The creation story is like the divine blueprint for our world. It doesn't just list what was made, it explains the order, the purpose, and the inherent goodness behind everything we see. On the very first day, the scene is one of deep mystery. The Bible describes the earth as formless and empty, with darkness covering the surface of the deep. It's into this early state that God speaks the first command, "Let there be light." And instantly, light appears. This isn't the light of the sun or stars yet. This is the very idea of light, separating day from night. God saw that the light was good. This act of separating marks the beginning of order, the first step in turning chaos into a structured, livable world. Moving on to day 2. God continues his work of bringing order to the early chaos. With another powerful command, he says, "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water." This expanse, which the text also calls sky, acts like a huge space, a dome that pushes the waters apart. It creates a space, separating the waters above from the waters below. This is a huge act of organizing. It sets up the atmosphere, creating the breathable space where life will eventually thrive. It's the creation of our sky. By creating the sky, God is the architect of the very environment that will support life, systematically preparing the world, layer by layer. On the third day, God's attention turns to the waters under the sky. He commands, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And right away, it happened. The waters pulled back, and for the first time, solid land came into view. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. But God's work wasn't done. He commanded the land to bring forth life. Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees that bear fruit. Instantly, the barren earth burst into a symphony of green. This detail about the seeds is important. God is building a self-sustaining system, able to reproduce and keep going. On the fourth day, God fills the sky with specific light-bearers. He commands, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night and to serve as signs for sacred times." So, the sun, moon, and stars are formed. The greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night, creating the rhythm of our lives. Day 5 brings a spectacular explosion of animal life. God commands, "Let the waters teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth." The oceans come alive with a beautiful variety of creatures, and the air is filled with the flapping of wings. The world is no longer quiet. It's filled with the energy of animal life. Day 6 dawns on a world that's almost finished. God commands, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, crawling creatures, and wild animals." The earth becomes home to an amazing variety of animals, filling every corner of the planet. The world is now a fully working ecosystem. Then God speaks in the plural, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." He forms man from the dust of the ground, breathing into his nostrils the breath of life. This act sets up a special relationship between God and people. He blesses them and gives them a job to do, rule over and take care of creation in my name. God looks at everything he has made and declares it not just good, but very good. The work of creation has reached its peak. After 6 days of huge work, the 7th day arrives. On this day, something truly amazing happens. God does nothing. He stops all the work of creation that he had been doing. This isn't rest from being tired, because an all-powerful God doesn't get tired. This is a rest of finishing, of satisfaction, and of joy in the finished masterpiece. But God does more than just rest. The Bible tells us he blessed the 7th day and made it holy. He sets it apart, makes it sacred, and declares it special. This act lifts the 7th day above all others. It's not just the end of the week, it's the grand finale. Creation wasn't complete until it was topped off with this sacred day of rest. This setting apart creates a deep principle: 6 days of work followed by a day of rest. This rhythm is woven into the very fabric of time by the Creator himself. The Sabbath is a gift, a reminder that our worth doesn't just come from how much we do. It's a call to pause and remember the Creator who provided everything. So, what's the lasting lesson from this grand tour of the 7 days of creation? The story is much more than an old explanation of how things started. It's a timeless guide for how we should live. As those made in His image, we are called to be gardeners, not destroyers, of this very good world. This challenges believers to think about their impact on the environment. The idea of the Sabbath remains powerful in a world that praises constant work. It reminds us that we are more than what we produce, setting aside time for spiritual thought and getting refreshed. In the end, the creation story is a message of hope and connection. It shows a God powerful enough to create worlds with a word, yet personal enough to bless His creation. This basic truth continues to echo through the ages, inviting every generation to find their place in God's magnificent and ongoing story.